You're on.
Where's the other one? Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Good news. We are, of course. We are finally on Torah Anytime. And similar to that Mishpacha article that I love so much with the picture of a lion. So what's our first shir? What's the picture of the first shir? Mr. Kornbluth in a green shirt. That's Shalom Aleichem to Eli Stefansky shir. Safari. Last night we had an amazing event here for women with over 60 women from the shir attending Rav Gav's speech. I don't think so, but we could put this up just for fun. Oh, it's the same one. Fine. Leave it up, why not? So it was a tremendous chizuk for the women. My wife came home, she was very, very excited. She said she was very happy, up until the point where somebody called her Rebbitzin. And then she was mortified. She's this girl from Chicago, Rebbitzin, whatever. So, but everything was good, it was beautiful. Just a few emails. Here's from Avram Tikotsky. He actually sponsored the shir last week. Shalom Rebelli. The other day you showed a picture of a fellow on top of a mountain in ski gear and said that you really were supposed to be there with him since you had this kvias to go skiing with him every year. But you gave it up this year for the shir. This Shabbos came across this vart and said to myself, I must send it to you. How does it give you chizuk to keep up the great work that you do? P.S. This past Shabbos morning, we ate the Suda by our daughter and son-in-law, Nochem Gradin, who also happens to be a big fan of yours. And I told my children and grandchildren that I'll be putting on my hat for benching for the first time in over 40 years. Since I heard from Rebelli that we should really, Rebelli also, I get mortified when I hear that. Sally, but okay. That really should wear our hats by benching. So Rabbi said this actually is touching because I'm not such a big hat guy. I'm not such a big fan of the whole thing. I wear a hat occasionally. But to take what we learn and put it into action, it doesn't necessarily have to black hat. Halacha is, we got to go with halacha, try to stick to the halacha. A baseball hat, a black hat, a blue hat, la mishaneh, but a guy takes something, a what hat? Cowboy hat, anything. Halacha says to add another covering, and this individual, a friend of ours, a big part of the shir, he took it personally, so it gives me a lot of chizuk also. May Hashem give you the koyach to keep on inspiring Gidin around the world. Avram Tikotsky. Here's another big chizuk. Even a bigger chizuk. Where is it? Oh, first of all, just real quickly. Sir! Who's that?
Military.
Daf 58 was great. Listen to the entire shir, very respectfully. Now, there's a knei shir and there's a shtach. David Eggert, chaplain, captain, rabbi of Fort Hood. What's the shtach? Because last time I said CPT. I didn't say captain. I don't even think I understood what CPT was. Rabbi Sai, he's not a CPT, he's a chaplain and a captain. Spelled out for the shaitim that don't know what CPT means. Okay, Rabbi of Fort Hood. Now here's a good one, and this is the last one for today. Jared Nissenfeld, he's sponsoring the last day of Brachos. There are other opportunities, whoever wants to sponsor the last day of Brachos, but he reserved that day as well. Thank Rebelli, he's talking to, I guess, Yosef. He helped me get through my first ever Siyum.
Yeah.
I'm making my first Siyum at 45 years old.
Mazel tov.
So that's very touching and very moving. And people have asked me, a couple people sent in if they are invited to the Siyum. And the answer is, if you are part of the shir, you feel you're part of the shir, absolutely, you're invited. Just please RSVP, because we are giving numbers to the caterer. We have a beautiful event. Rabbi Kaplan, world famous speaker. He was the keynote speaker at the Dirshu. If If it's good for the Hafstadters,
Yeah.
Reb Hafstad, it's good for us. So if you want to RSVP, this is the number. This is the number for everything. If you want to send in a video, a testimonial, email.
They're coming from America.
Oh, and by the way, this is also very moving. I know of at least 2 people that are flying in specifically for the Siyum. Part of the mishpacha, and they felt that they had a beer for the Siyum. I know at least of 2. What? My father lives there. So anyways, my father? No. No, people that are listening to this shir on a daily basis. All right, we have a lot to accomplish, a lot to read. Chayav Adam Levarach, Daf Samach Amud Beis, 10 lines from the bottom. Chayav Adam Levarach. My Chayav Levarach al Rok Shem Shem Levarach al Toiva. What does it mean that you make a bracha on the not so good news, like you make a bracha on the good news? Is it the same bracha that you make on good news and on bad news? But now we learned there's one bracha for good news. There's another bracha for bad news. This idea of simcha was not invented 200 years ago. It was invented in the time of the Gemara, it was the time of the Torah. Bisimcha. In other words, says Rashi, you have to accept it. By the way, I apologize that I forgot to mention your yard site 2 days ago. Should have told me. I apologize. All right, I'll call upon him. But Yishkoyach for the cake, the oilam enjoyed it and everything. They had the neshama had an aliyah without me mentioning it. The two of you together. Yours is that one. I was talking to your friend. It's that table. Something about the table. So Rashi says that you have to be mekabel b'leiv shalom. What does besimcha mean? B'leiv shalom doesn't mean you have to dance with joy. You have to accept it b'leiv shalom. Where do we see this in the pasuk? Which pasuk we can learn it from? It says in the pasuk chesed, which means kindness, umishpat means justice. These are 2 opposite things. Oshira, I will sing. L'cha Hashem azamera, to you Hashem I will sing. Im chesed oshira, whether it's kindness, v'mishpat oshira, whether it's justice, it doesn't matter. Whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu dishes out to me, I have to sing to Him. I have to appreciate it. Yeah, because everybody goes into it. We all know anything, whether it's good or bad. The bad is also for our good. It's to clean our neshama. So then, olam haba, we have what we need. Rabbi Shmuel ben Achmeni Omer Mahacha b'Hashem halil davar. Again, Hashem chesed b'halil davar. Beloikim din halil davar. I'll give a HaKadosh Baruch Hu halal on Elokim on Hashem halal zumid toiva. Beloikim halal davar zumid peranos. Rabbi Tachan Omer Mahacha kois yishuos esa uv'Hashem Hashem ekra. Okay, Yeshua is a Yeshua. Then I think Hashem. Tzara v'yagon on the Tzara v'yagon and so Hashem ekra. Hashem nosan v'Hashem lokach. Hashem gives us and Hashem takes away from us. So on both, even when He takes away from us, this is what we say at Levias. He takes away from us. Yishem Hashem evarach. We also have to thank Hashem. Omar Rav Omar Rav Mishum Rabbi Meir v'chein Tanu Mishmei Rabbi Kiva la'olam yei Adam Rogel loymar kol the Ovid Rachmana litav Ovid. An extremely important Gemara. We know it, but we have to eternalize it. I'm waiting for those emails. I was once at the Shabbos table and I eternalized it. Internalized it. Yeah. By the way, you missed a couple yesterday. Ashiyotzars and then Alikai and Neshama Shanasatabi. What did he miss? Okay. The famous story, Rabbi Akiva is on the way. It seems like he had an entourage. He had a couple people with him. He came into the city. He asked that they should put him up for the night. Nobody gave it to him. Imagine Rabbi Akiva coming to your house. People would pay millions to have Rabbi Akiva as a guest. No, not invited. Omar, called over Rahman al-Tav. So he immediately said, it's for the best. So what's his option? Ozal uvos bedavros. He went to the field and he slept out in the field. V'have bahadei tarnagoyla. Why did he have a chicken with him? Says Rashi, that was his alarm clock. V'chamora, and he had a donkey. Ushraga, and he had a candle. Also Ziko Kabi L'Shrogo, came the wind and put out the fire. Also Shunra Achle L'Tarnagoyla, it's problem after problem. A cat came and ate his chicken. Also Aryeh Achle L'Chamoro, came a lion and ate his donkey. They had lions up until recently. They might even have a couple left in Eretz Yisrael. Mountain lions. They had lions. Ate his donkey. Omar, Kol Davar Rachmana L'Tav. It's all for the best. That same night, the soldiers came and captured the entire city. Had he been in there, you've been gone. Omar Lahu, Lavar Meluchu, Kol Masha Oisakadosh Baruch Hu, Akol L'Toiv. I told you, everything is for the best. Had we been there, had there been a light, they would have seen us. They would have heard the chicken. Like this, we were saved. Everybody insert their own story. Everybody knows a story that happened to them, the same exact thing. But the point is, we always have to understand that l'toiva. Sometimes we don't see it right away, like I said by the Golden Dove. You don't see it on the spot. Rabbi Kiva saw it on the spot. Sometimes it takes a year to chap. That's why this house fell through. That's why this kid did the v'chulu v'chulu. All right. Zok the Gemara. I have a shayla. First of all, is it a good thing to donate your kidney? And if yes, which one of your 2 kidneys should you donate? We'll see soon. Omar Avun Omar Rav Meshur Meir. La'olam yu dvar shel adamu atem lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I found this very interesting when I read this, because it's talking about if you have a complaint, not if you have a good thing to say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Good things say a lot. If you have a complaint, minimize your words, like as if you're allowed to say anything. I don't get it exactly, but don't talk too much when you have a complaint. Shenemar al teval al picha v'libcha yemar lahoitzi dov lefnei alikim. Know who's boss. He's up there, you're down here. Al-Kain you dvorel ma'atim. Huh? No, it's not a bakasha. It's a complaint. You put filing a complaint. All complaints to the 9th floor. What? Yeah, but that was a tefillah. That was a tefillah for something good. To save Klal Yisrael. This is the. But he wanted to go in. He wanted to go in.
My wife's grandmother must have told me 1,000 times.
Right. But that's for something else. Over here we're saying a guy has a complaint that's it's bad. I don't get it. What are you telling me? Why does it say the word vayitzer with 2 yuds? It should have 1 yud. There are 2 inclinations, 2 yitzarim. Echad yitzer toiv, echad yitzer ra. It's to tell us that we have both. So an animal that doesn't have a yitzer toiv and yitzer hara, less the yitzra. An animal does it. Why does an animal turn around and bite you? More understands that's a yitzer hara. An animal's typically docile, doesn't want to do much, and all of a sudden it goes crazy. The Rabbi Shimon Pazi, the 2 yud stand for oili mi yitzri from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, v'oili mi yitzri. I got to be careful from both. I have to fear HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I have to fear that yitzer hara that makes me go against HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Do partzufim bar HaKadosh Baruch Hu ba'adam harishayin. Amazing. According to this man, the Omar, Adam Harishon was created back to back with Chava. Du partzufim, he had 2 faces. And all HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to do, he had to separate the 2. Shenemar ochar v'kedem. There was a front, a back, ochar v'kedem, and there was a front. Tzartani, that's how he created me. What is the pshat? We're going to see soon, but it's an amazing pshat that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created him like this. I'm saying, this is what the Rishonim say. That they have, a husband and wife have a tremendous connection. It goes back to the Marishon. That's why they were created like that. We'll see a little bit more soon. But even Hashem Elikim Satzelo, Ravu Shmuel Chadoma Partzuf, v'Chadoma Tzonov. We all know from Cheder, Tzelo, HaKadosh Baruch Hu took out a rib. It's not a rib. Tzelo means a side. There was a side to Adam, the whole side, not a rib. Huh? Sort of. Just, a Siamese twins always the same sex, or they could be Zachar. No, they could be a Zachar and a Keva Siamese. Dr. Factor says they could be. Okay. But they weren't born, they were created. So one says that the word Selah means a whole side, a whole person, and the other one says, Rav or Shmuel, one of them says, it's a tail. So Adam was born with a tail. If it means a whole side, it makes sense, a front and a back. What does it mean? Because Baruch created Adam with a front and a back. It means Adam Rishon was the first, the last to be created. The last creation, Erev Shabbos, was Adam. The Kedem, he was the first for disaster, for Puranos. What does that mean? He was created last Erev Shabbos. What situation we're talking about that man was first for disaster, Puranos, the Nachash, he was the first one to get punished when it came to the snake. When it comes to godless, we start from the greatest one of Klala. When it comes to a curse, what does it mean? Moshe first spoke to Aaron, who was the biggest out of the rest. First comes Aaron, then Elazar and Isamar, Banav and Isar. But when it comes to a curse, start from the smallest one. From the three of them, Adam, Chava, and the Nachash. Baruch started with the Nachash. Second was Chava. Over here you see Adam was greater than Chava. So Klala, Adam was last. El Puranos the Mabul, we must say that we're talking about the disaster of the Mabul. The Chsiv. Baruch Hu erased everything. It should just say he erased everything. It says no. He erased mankind first, then the animals. Because the whole creation was for man. That's why Adam was created last. First he brought everything into the world. Last came the human being. And then because he sinned, because Baruch Hu erased him first. Then comes the animal. What? It's not a klala. No, he wasn't talking to him. He did. It was action. It's an action. It's not a klala. It's not a curse. It's a punishment. There's a difference between a curse and a punishment. When I curse somebody, I curse the smallest one first. I have to go through it. But when I punish, that chava was created whole. What did HaKadosh Baruch Hu create here? Could the Rabbi Shimon Pazi? You have to say the two Yudim come to say one is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, one is the Yetzirah. It makes sense HaKadosh Baruch Hu created them. A Zachor and a Keva. My Zachor and Keva Bram. Where was the creation of a Nekeva? He only created a Zachor, and from that he created a Nekeva. He had a contradiction. Unbelievable Gemara. It's hard to understand what this means. HaKadosh Baruch Hu he thinks first one thing, then he changes his mind. Beginning, he wanted to make humans two, like the Chayes. He made a Zachor, he made a Nekeva. Explain the Rishonim, the Rashba, the others. Amazing concept that Chayos, HaKadosh Baruch Hu created a Zachor and a Nekeva. There's no connection between the Zachor and Nekeva. This Chaya goes with this Nekeva, and tomorrow it's another Nekeva. There's no family. There's nothing. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu thought to do. I'll do it like I did with all the other Chayas. Then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, no, I'm going to make them one. And then there's a bigger connection, says the Rashba, between a husband and wife than a mother and a child, because of this original connection that Zachor and Nekeva had from day one. Bishlam Elamanda Omar Partzuf. And that's why I'm saying, that's why it makes sense that humans try to stick to their bazug for their entire life, when it's possible. So if there was a major surgery, there were Siamese twins, like he said, they were together, you need to fill up a lot of meat over there, a lot of flesh. A little snip and we're finished. You're right. Ben Yoyada points out that we don't have a scar there. It's not noticeable that we used to have a tail and we no longer have a tail. We used to be like monkeys, like a little tail going.
Why get it out?
What?
Why get it out? We have belly buttons.
What does that have to do?
It doesn't make a difference when they were created or anything. I don't know. We're not going to have a scar.
Not following.
We don't have a scar from other Rishon because of that.
No, if that's how he's created, he looked a certain way, we should have his DNA.
Did he have a belly button?
Did he have That's what he's saying, I guess. That's what he's saying about the belly button. Bishlam l'mand omar zonov, haynu d'chsiv, vayiven, el l'mand omar partzuf, my vayiven. What did Kosh Baruch Hu build there? He didn't build anything, she was already built. Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe, the Dosh Rabbi Shimon ben Menashe, my d'chsiv, vayiven es atzelo, melamed shekilu HaKadosh Baruch Hu, l'chava, v'viyeh l'adam rishon. We can learn a lot from this also. Because Baruch Hu beautified Chava. He made her hair. He made up her hair. He became a hairdresser. I remember seeing that he also did her makeup, perfume, everything, and then he brought her to Adam Rishon. She came Bekar Chayam Korim L'Kliyasa B'niyasa. He braided her hair. Dover Acher Vayiven Omer Chizda V'Amri Lo B'Masisatana Melamed Shebna HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I think Mr. Kornblum, this is his last day here. Tomorrow I'll be here again, I guarantee you. But I remember him saying once in Shir that the only way to differentiate between a human skeleton, whether it's a zachar and a kever, didn't you say that? Is what? The size of the hips. The size of the hips, and this is what the Gemara is saying right here. Very good. He said it's Groundhog Day, Avi. Okay, he's back. A reference to something from our teenage years, Chas Shalom, whatever. L'chava kebinyan oitzar. HaKadosh Baruch Hu built Chava like a storage facility. Ma oitzar zeh kotzem elamala v'rochem elamata. You want the walls to not break, so you build a storage like this. So a woman is also built like that. V'rochav, so she could carry a baby. Zeh kotzem elamala v'rochem elamata kedei l'kabel zaperos. And that's the only way to differentiate between a human skeleton, says Mr. Kornbluth, by the hips. Afishuk tzara melamalo u'rochavim melamata kedei l'kabel zavlad. Vayavieh ala Adam. HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought her to Adam. He was like their best man. He was there. He's been sameach them by the chassid on mekan lim de toyer derech eretz. Etiquette. A person, even though it's below his dignity, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to sit there and be sameach human beings. Yes. When you have to, you go to a wedding and you get on the floor. You dance the kazachka, whatever you could do. Who went first? Who was walking first and who was back to back, looking backwards? Yeah. When I was a kid, I had that, I don't know if you guys remember, like the station wagon, and there's the seat in the back. You guys in England didn't have it. Yeah, the thing went off, and you're always looking backwards, like, why me over? Yeah. Imagine walking around your whole life like that. So it was only for a day. How long was it? A few hours. Up to the mountains, exactly, into mountains. We had that white station wagon all the way to the mountains, 100%. My father's a Rebbe in Chayashov, and I had to go to Chayashov Bungalow Colony, up in the mountains, Avada. I remember the whole entire way backwards. But by the way, once you're talking about backwards, British Airways, business class, backwards is the best business class. I'm just telling you, because after takeoff, you don't realize it, but you're sitting in your own little pot. Stop, derech hagav, in case you, well, parts of, which one, if you're saying parts of, which one came first? It makes a lot of sense that Adam Rishon was walking first. You should not walk behind a woman on the way. Says Rashi, it's talking about Eishes Ish. You're not allowed to walk behind the Eishes Ish because of an Aveira. Vafilu Ishtoi, says Mr. Fetter. Even his wife. Now his wife is not because of Hirurim, his wife is just because of etiquette. Nizdamneloi ala gesher if a Eishes Ish. You happen to be on a very narrow path, what do? You sell kenot zdalim, you got to overtake her. You got to go in front of her. And if you go behind Eishes Ish in the river, why? Because over there, she wants to make sure that her dress doesn't get wet from the water, so she lifts it up. So she's trying to look. He doesn't have a portion of Olam Haba. Says Tosfos, don't worry. Pirush, imragu b'kach. If you do this a bunch of times, at one time you're not going to lose your Olam Haba. This is going to bring you to niyuf, and that will bring you to Gehenim. If you give money to a Eishes Ish, and your whole purpose is to gaze, and I say gaze, meaning there's a difference between seeing and gazing. Afilish b'yali Torah matzim tovim k'Moshe Rabbeinu, and even if you have a lot of Torah and good deeds like Moshe Rabbeinu, lo yinokim medina. It's not going to save you from Gehenna. Shenemar yod liyod lo yinokim ra. Lo yinokim medina shel Gehenna. Omer Rav Nachman Menoyach. Who knows who Menoyach is besides Father Shimshon? Very good.
Mother. Who knows who his mother is? That's the question. That's the name that. Sloponus. Sloponus.
Oh, that's right.
The name.
He's buried right here.
He is? That's why it's called, isn't it called? No, Zanoach. No. Manoach is buried right over here, next to the new IKEA, which isn't open yet. Look for details for opening day. They pushed it off. Omer Rav Nachman, Manoach HaMa'aretz Hoya.
There's the shir sponsored by IKEA.
Yeah. Manoach was Amaretz. Now we learned, what's an Amaretz? What's an Amaretz? Somebody that doesn't go to Daf Yomi, he said. Somebody that's not Mishamish Talmid Chacham, meaning he doesn't learn Gemaras. Had he learned Gemara, he would know this halacha that you're not allowed to walk behind the woman. Afilu ishtoi. Manoach ha'ma'aretz hoyo d'chsiv vayelech manoach acharei ishtoi. Huh? No, it says even on a gesher you're supposed to go. Okay, if anybody wants a terim in all these sugyas, Chaim Kormluth. Vayelech manoach acharei ishtoi. What? Right.
So he's always chasing after.
Oh, that's where we get the rib from. It's Tzela means the side. Okay. Yeah, but also it goes based on what sugi we're talking about. He walked behind his wife. You didn't learn right pshat in the pasuk. Rabbi said, you know the famous Purim Torah. In those days, like 50 years ago, 100 years ago, it was a big shtick. Like, Rebbe's and Aishas would get up and say, the Gemara in Baba Kama says that if a person does this and that, and then a whole kasha from the Ktsois, and then by the time he's done, he says, the Gemara doesn't exist. Just made it up. The Ktsois doesn't exist. It says, look in the side, there's no pasuk like that. It doesn't exist. This exists. Elisha went after his wife. No, the Marsha tries to explain what it means exactly. Fine. But Elisha, yeah, mamish, very important. V'gabi Elisha d'chsiv, vayokam v'yelech acharel. No, it says vayokam v'yelech acharel, by Elisha. He went after his wife. What? Elisha, who's a Navi. He didn't know the Gemara. Chenami acharel, mamish, acharel, acharei devoreh, v'acharei atzasa. He took her advice. So you could say by Menoach also, he took his wife. I didn't want to say that. Omer Ravashi, the Gemara doesn't say that. Maybe his wife was a big tzaddikus and she had a good advice. Omer Ravashi, listen, your father didn't leave yet. Wait a day. You sit over here, then you have schus to ask kashas. Omer Ravashi, if you say that Menoach is Amaretz, he's such a not that he didn't go to Daf Yomi Shir. He doesn't even know the pasuk in the Torah. Even there's a stranger. They didn't lead him. He led them. Why did the Torah have to go into the whole detail that he led? What's the point? So they followed him. Omar teaches this halacha that you're supposed to follow. Here, I have a quick picture here, very, very important. A lot of people ask me, why this? Why was I holding on to the lion's tail?
Better to be the tail of the lion than the head of the...
And the answer is very pashut. If you read over here, because remember, in the safari, I was with my wife, and we learned, Arav Yochanan, Achayre Ari v'lo Achayre Isha. You're supposed to go behind the Nari and not your own wife. So as I state in Mefurish Gemara, I am makbid on all halachas. I wear my hat now, and I go behind an Ari. Take it literally. What? Is this the first time you saw the picture? Okay. You should walk behind the woman and not Avodah Zarah that could. In other words, we're going in dargis of Aveira. Talking about Eishes Ish, you should walk behind the lion. In other words, put yourself in that danger and not the danger of an Aveira. And the danger of a Eishes Ish, v'lo achar Avodah Zarah. And here comes the bomb. It's better to walk behind the Avodah Zarah. And by the way, in those days, today you walk behind a cross, whatever. No, what's the big deal? No, in those days they had a major taiva to Avodah Zarah until they took it away. Go behind the Avodah Zarah. Avodah Zarah and Ishasish. Maybe it's not more chomer. Maybe it's what is more controllable. Exactly. You have more control with the Ishasish than with Avodah Zarah in those days. And here's the big one. Don't go behind the shul when everybody's davening because it looks like you're mizalzel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's worse than walking behind the Avodah Zarah. I'm going to read it slow so you guys can recall what we learned before in the beginning of the Masechta and tell me what's missing here. If he's not carrying anything, because if he's carrying something, we're not concerned because it shows that you're busy carrying something. Like a if the shul doesn't have another opening, maybe you are trying to get to the front of the shul. You're not riding your car, your donkey. Because if you're wearing the manach tefillin less lamba, he's looking it up already on Google. What? No, it shows that you care about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have your Shemaim. So what's missing here, Rabbi say? Oh, another shul. Who said that? And what else? There's one more. Running. Who said running? Very good. Running. If you're running, that's what the Gemara over there says. We learned it in this Masechta. Chazara is very, very important. Omarav. That's what we learned yesterday. Chazara, right? You should be always Ashri Adam Mefachet Tamid. You should always do Chazara. Another picture. Rabbi Sai, what does the Satan look like? This is what we have in our mind, right? This is what it really looks like. Azoy state. Omar Rav, Yitzhahara doimel zvuv. Similar to a fly. V'yoshev bein shnei miftachei alev. He's by the two openings of the heart. Shrem zvuvi maves yavish yabi Hashem erikeach. Ushmul Amar kimin chita. He looks like a piece of weed to doimel. Shnemar lapesach chatos roivets. It's a play on words. Chito chatos roivets. In other words, the way I understand it at least, he's not that disgusting fly that everybody's disgusted by, but he's a wheat. Something that we need to survive. We need the wheat, just he could turn around and hurt us. Yeah, that's
Carbs.
It's hard as carbs. So now the Gemara goes through, like almost with a mashal. People have two kidneys. One gives him good advice, one gives him bad advice. So going back to the question, should you give a kidney? I think it's a great idea to give a kidney, especially if you give off the left one, because then you'll only have good eitzes. Rav Pessin would say that la halacha is unfortunately more. You have to give a left kidney. But they say about Reb Shimshon Pincus. A guy came to him, asked him for money. He said, "For what?" He says, "I'm collecting for a kidney." So he gave him his kidney. Like within a few days, he gave him his own kidney. He says, "Don't worry, you don't have to collect money. I'll give you a kidney, but on condition you don't tell anybody." As I state in the Sefer, he gave away his kidney. I don't think I'm holding there yet. You still need money for the operation. You're right. But not as much, maybe. Klois Yoed says, Leiv Mavin. Oh, it says, the Chsiv, Leiv Chochem Liminoi, Leiv Ksilis Smoiloi. Toner Rabban Klois Yoed says, the kidneys give you good advice. Leiv Mavin, the heart understands and differentiates. Loshem Mechatech, the tongue, what's the word? Articulates, very good. Articulates the words. Peg Goimer, and the mouth finishes it off. Veshet Machnes Umoitzi, some take out the word Moitzi. But moitzi maybe means that you throw up if it's not good, or maybe it means that that pipe continues all the way to the end. Kol mini machol. No, hold on. It's machnas umoitzi kol mini machol. Konem moitzi kol. The windpipe. Thank you. Gives. That's the esophagus. No, that's trachea. The trachea. The trachea you talk with, you sing with. And once again, we're down to 10 minutes. But it's on the base and it's much easier. It it absorbs liquids. The lungs, kaved koyes, and the liver is where anger comes from. Mara zorekes by tipa menichasoi. The gall sprays a little bit liquid into the liver and calms it down. Techol soichek, and you laugh because of your spleen. Kurkavan. Interesting. Rashi says kurkavan is only by a bird. We learned that whole sug in chulin. It doesn't really have much to do with humans, but that idea and concept, kurkavan toichen, it grinds keva yeshena, and the intestines cause you to sleep. Af neor, and the nose causes you to wake up. What about the opposite? Neor yoshen haneor, nimoik v'hoylech. So if you flip it around, you do the neor yoshen. If something that's supposed to be awake puts you to sleep, and something that puts you to sleep is awake. In other words, you flipped intestines. The intestines keep you up, and the nose puts you to sleep. Then your body will deteriorate. If both the intestines and the nose sleep at the same time, or the opposite, they're both up at the same time, miyad meis, then a person dies, whatever this means. The Yetzer Tov rules a tzaddik, shenemar, v'libi, my Yetzirah cholal is dead, bikirbi, within me. Rishayim Yetzer Ra shoiftan, and the bad guys, the Yetzirah rules them. Shenemar num pesha lo rosh b'kerev libi. Ein pachad elikim leneged einov. He has no fear of God. Beinonim zeh v'zeh shoiftan. The average people are ruled by both of them. Shenemar yamod limin evyoin lishia mishoiftei nafshoy. Yamad limin evyoin lishia mishoiftei nafshoy. Because he has both. Omar Rava kigoin anu beinonim. Rava, the famous Rava. We are average, he says. Nobody could survive. If you, Rava, are an average, what are we? The world wasn't created only for people that benefit to the last ounce of this world, Rushaim. But if you use a little bit of oil mazen, so it's not 100% for you. A person should know on himself if he's a tzaddik gomer or merav ibri alma el achav ben omri, biggest Russia that doesn't have oilam haba, or the Rabbi Chanina ben Doisa, who. So they explain Achav was very, very wealthy, so this whole world was for him, but he didn't leave anything for himself for oilam haba because he enjoyed it and benefited in this world. Chanina ben Doisa was the exact opposite. Kavshel charuvim. He didn't benefit from this world. He had nothing. He was a tremendous ani. Everything he left for the world to come. Tanya Rebbe Lezer Omer Im Nema B'chol Nafshecha Lo Menema B'chol Meidecha. Supposed to sacrifice yourself if somebody comes to you with a gun and says Do Avodah Zarah B'chol Nafshecha Lo Menema B'chol Meidecha. So why do they need and give all your money? Of course, V'im Nema B'chol Meidecha, all your money Lo Menema B'chol Nafshecha Elo Im Yeshcha Adam Shegu V'chov V'Adam V'Menoi. You have a person that loves his body more than money, which is most everybody. You should sacrifice your neshama, your soul, for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you have a crazy person that loves money more than his own body, so Avi Kamiansky gave me the story. If somebody has good stories for the daf, let me know. There's a lady in 1995, Mrs. Pine in Chicago, who was strapped. She had a violin on her back. A very expensive violin, not a Stradivarius, which is $15-20 million, but one that cost $500,000, and a mitai, whatever it was called, something like that. And she was getting off the train, and the door closed on her knapsack. And she could have easily taken it off, but she refused because it was worth $500,000. Train dragged her 350 feet, and it severed her legs. She's legless because it was Mama and Chav Olav Megufay. And that's how the Goyin says. What does it mean? He asks us a question. How do you have such a thing? He says, no, if a person is willing to go through Yisurim and not spend money, I had an employee like that. He said, I refuse, I hate doctors, I'm not going to pay them. He had cancer or something and he refused to pay them. He'd rather go through the Yisurim. He wasn't going to die, but rather Yisurim than give up money. There's such a thing. Right, she still plays, she still performs, it says. It took her 2 years, but she performed. And they raised so she made $75,000 off her 2 legs. Baruch Hashem. She made money off her legs. It was worth it. For her, it was worth it. Rabbi Akiva Omer. What? She saved. I don't know if she saved the violin. It probably her einish was the violin crushed into smithereens. I just made that up. But what?
Now people go. You have to go to see a doctor, so it's worth $175.
Exactly. Okay.
5 minutes.
She's a nut. Fine. 5 minutes. Rabbi Kiva, oime b'chol nafshecha, afilu noitos nafshecha. If a person comes with you to God and says, it's either HaKadosh Baruch Hu Avodah Zarah, you have to give up your life for him. Toner Rabbanon. Amazing. Now we're talking about Rabbi Kiva, one of the most chashuv people in Klal Yisrael. And all of our Torah basically comes from Rabbi Kiva. He saved the Torah that we have today, his Talmidim, etc. Pamachas goes Ramachas Roshos Shaliasku Yisrael b'Torah. Rome said, no more Torah. Bo Papas ben Yehuda Mitzayla Rabbi Kiva Shayamakal Kilas Berabim. Rabbi Sai, big news. We actually have bathrooms, functioning bathrooms. So if there was something on your mind, you should just know. Last night was the first time, and it's always under pressure. We had a shir for women, so we had to get them ready. So Baruch Hashem, thank you again to Yeshua for making it happen. Yeshkoyach. By the way, there's no greater schos than having your name on the bathroom, dedicated, these restrooms dedicated by so-and-so. It's still available. Asher Yatzar, the importance of Asher Yatzar, unbelievable. Okay, fine. Zok Gemara. So the question is, how is Rabbi Kiva able to stand there and teach Torah? You're not allowed to sacrifice your nefesh for Torah, for Avodah Zarah. So everybody says, including the Goyen, I think, that we're talking about the Marshos, brings it out, but the Goyen says this before the Marshos, that we're talking about in a time of Shmad. In a time of Shmad, even your shoelaces you're not allowed to change. And especially Berabim, who was in Rabbim. So he had to get up there and teach Torah Berabim. What's about Torah Malay Akiva? So Papas tells Akiva. Now who's Papas? A very, very chashuv person. And in fact, he called Akiva instead of Rebbe Akiva. He saved Klal Yisrael. Him and his brother, Lulinus and Papas, they took the blame for a murder and they died at the end for that. Omar lo yem shelcha mashal. Akiva, yatom, Siyum, Machos, how are you teaching Torah? They're going to kill you. Omar lo yem shelcha mashal. A fox saw the fish, very scared, running around. What are you running away from? They're about to capture us. All you need to do is come onto the land and you'll be saved. You live here with me, and what am I going to do to you? I'm going to eat you. Rabbi Kiva is telling you, you want to stop learning Torah, be like the Romans? They're going to eat us. It's going to kill us anyways. You're the smartest animal. You're an idiot. If in the water we're scared, how are you going to survive on the ground? This is our life, Rabbi Isai. Not just to read it in the Gemara, but to actually internalize it. This Torah is your life. You have nothing without it. We can't survive without it. Okay, so I won't give a drush, I won't learn Torah. What's going to happen? We're going to die. It's like a fish out of water. A few days went by and they captured Rabbi Kiva and they put Papas ben Yehuda in the same room. Why are you here? Wow, they jailed you because of your Torah. They said, look at me, they got me for nothing. It was time to say Kriya Shema. They were using hot metal on his skin. And he was saying Kriya Shema. Rabbeinu Atkan, how in the world could you concentrate on Kriya Shema when there's metal going through your flesh? My entire life I was waiting for this moment. I'm prepared for this. It says in the pasuk, we just said Rabbi Kiva is the one that darshans this. Even if they take away your neshama, I am with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Amarti, Masa Yovel Yodi Vaikemenu. I can't wait for the moment that I'll die al Kiddush Hashem. Va'achshav Shabali Yodi Lo Yakemenu. They ask, how is he able to talk if he's in the middle of Kriya Shema? Ayin in the Ben Yoyada. Hayamarach be'echad. Achi Yasam Mishmasoi be'echad. So he said echad, like we said, you're supposed to think in the word echad, but it's hard for us because we say dal different. Bekitzer, he had kavan in the word echad, and that's when he was nifter. Yotza Baskal v'amra, Ashrecha Rebbe Akiva, she yotza nishmas v'echad. Beautiful. Amru Malachi Ashar Zefanakosh Baruch Hu Zu Torah's Schara. This is a person that learns Torah his whole life. This is how he dies. A Misa Mishuna. Mimsa, like you're not allowed to even name your kid after Rabbi Akiva because he died of Misa Mishuna. Mimsa Yodcha Hashem. Mimsa, even David HaMelech said that he wants to die peacefully on a bed. Amar Lehem Chelkom Ba'achayim. Look at the end of the pasuk. He has a shir in Olam Haba, not Stam Olam Haba. There's no din, nothing. Yotze Baskava Amra Ashrecha Rabbi Akiva. Shatim Zuman L'Chai Olam Haba. You're welcome, straight in. No din, no mishpat, no gehenim, nothing. Straight to Gan Eden. Have a wonderful day.